bounty on you. And that whole sovereign thing, that don't work either. I've been telling y'all for years, that whole sovereign thing, that ain't it. Don't let these dusty niggas run that sovereign game on you. And when I do lectures, cats be asking me about that. That don't work, man. That sovereign thing don't work. It don't work. The whites, because the laws have to be backed up by something. That's the thing about a law. I want y'all sovereign cats to understand this. Any law that you have has to be backed up militarily. Black folks don't have a military. There's no big daddy that can help you out or back you up. So laws have to be backed up by military force. We don't have it. We don't have it. A lot of cats use the Moorish sovereignty thing and all that because what they do, they start quoting statutes from like the 1790s. One thing in particular they quote is the Sundry Free Moors Act of, I think, 1791, 1793, something like that. 1790 is the Sundry Free Moors Act, where there were some black people in Virginia, I think, who knew their Moorish status at the time. There was a law stating that because Morocco was a superpower at the time, and Morocco had a strong military, and there were a lot of Africans who were enslaved that were brought over here that were subject to the king of Morocco, and there was a law saying that any persons who were the subject of the king of Morocco are supposed to be freed over here. You can't enslave them. There's another book about that called Prince Among Slaves, about this brother who he knew his Moorish status and he was supposed to be freed. He spent a lot of time enslaved over here. I'm breaking this down. I want y'all to feel me. So back then, Morocco was a superpower. Morocco gave the United States, the first treaty the United States had was with Morocco, because Morocco would capture U.S. naval vessels and hold them hostage. So the U.S. could be reprimanded by Morocco at the time. Africa was a superpower. So that's why they had to honor some of those treaties, because Morocco over in Africa, it was a superpower at the time. They had a strong military. Yes, get that book of Prince Among Slaves. It was a guy, they found out that he was a subject of Morocco and they had to free him. They captured this brother, Sukman, I forgot what his name was, but they captured him, brought him over here. A white guy recognized him. That's how he got his freedom, because a white guy came over, because a white guy was over in Africa, and this brother's family looked out for this white guy. So years later, the white guy recognized this brother down in New Orleans, somewhere in Louisiana, and went to the authorities and said, hey, this guy's a subject of Morocco. You need to let him go. Yeah, the Treaty of Peace and Friendship. So again, it's all about military. You gotta have military backing. So at that time, that statute worked because Africa had somewhat of a superpower as far as military in certain parts of Africa. Now it ain't popping like that no more. Yeah, it ain't popping like that no more. So now cats think they can go use those old statutes and just run up in court with a piece of paper and nothing to back it up. It don't work no more. You have nothing to back up the law. Morocco is not a superpower like that no more. Solomon, yeah. So that's the thing. There's nothing to back it up. The Fulani Nation, right. So that sovereign thing don't work. This is my dude right here. Hold on, let me get him.